now we're going to turn it to someone on our leadership committee here in the room in Texas, Davante Peters.
Hey man, alright. Yeah, so my name is Davante D. Peters. I also, a lot of people in the room know me as Brother SHAWT. But so, recently we had a story hit the media about us, patrolling our community, trying to keep people safe. And what we're doing, we call it community engagement. We want to engage our community outside of patrolling and things like that. We feed our community. We connect people to resources. And what we're essentially doing, me and my brother Marcus X right here, what we're essentially doing is trying to connect people to resources and kind of circumvent the prison pipeline that's going on in our community. So my questions are in regards to your stance on for-profit prisons. Would you support permanently ending for-profit prisons? And then my next question would be, would you support creating a federal department that is dedicated exclusively to basically addressing corruption in law enforcement and government agencies?
Right. First, to answer your first question, I absolutely do support ending for-profit prisons. Okay. I've said that, and most recently we've been reminded about this in the context of immigration, right? Where these for-profit entities have an incentive for more people to be rounded up and to put in their basically prisons. Right. But that goes for our criminal justice system in general. Right? I don't believe that people should have a profit motive for more people to end up behind bars. Okay? And that's what we have right now. And so we need to work in the other direction. We need to work so that more people, or less people, end up in prison in the first place. And so I've talked about, in addition to doing everything we need to do with more educational opportunity, more housing opportunity, more job opportunity, I've talked about diversion programs so that we legalize things like marijuana, but then also divert people away from being behind bars and be able to stay out and maybe get the help they need. If they commit a low-level crime, instead of putting them behind bars, ensure that they can get the help they need to get on a productive path. Right? Because I think especially too many young people of color get caught up in a criminal justice system that puts a big X on their record. Right. And I was having this conversation about, I'm losing sense of time because I've traveled so much over these last few months, but I was in Salt Lake City at the University of Utah, and with these people, this group that does education programs for incarcerated individuals. And I was talking, I said, we want to give folks an effective second chance. And somebody raised a very good point. They said, well, the problem is that a lot of people don't get a first chance. I want everything that I've put out on education, on housing, on jobs, on police reform, and criminal justice has been so that people can have an effective first chance. They never end up behind bars in the first place. I see my police reform proposal as that. I haven't called for a separate department, but what I have called for is invigorating the Department of Justice and the division that we have that deals with excessive force, setting a national use of force standard that says that a police officer shall only be able to use lethal force if they've exhausted all the other reasonable alternatives to lethal force in that situation. That should be the same whether you're in Dallas or you're in San Francisco or you're in a small town in Pennsylvania. Because why should it be different based on your skin color or what town you're in? It shouldn't. It should be the same. And that we would withhold federal grants from police departments that don't implement that standard. And I also have called for demilitarizing our police because we've been giving these this military equipment over the last 20 years to police departments, and I think that that's not the answer. I recognize that our police do a dangerous job, and we saw last night in Philadelphia. They do a dangerous job. I'm very appreciative of the work that a lot of our police officers do, but I also believe that we have a problem of law enforcement using excessive excessive force too often, especially on young black men.
That's right.
And
Same
I have not been shy to say that.
Say that.
And so those are some of the things that I would do. But my police reform plan is on my website at juliancastro.com. That's more extensive on what we would do.
Right. Appreciate you, bro.